Welcome to another quick trick. This one is called Snip and Snap, and you'll see why in a moment. It involves a deck of playing cards, 52 cards, and my prediction, and that stays on the table all the time. You see, I've predicted a card that you're going to choose. Sounds impossible, but let's prove it. You remove a deck of cards and you get someone to help you. Now, we'll even shuffle the cards before we start. Now, most magicians would often offer you a card. They kind of move forward offering you a playing card, but you never know whether or not you're getting a free choice. So what I'm going to do is to have them face down. I'm not even going to touch them, and you're going to choose any card from the pack. So if I spread the cards, I want to make this as free as possible. Just touch any card and slide it out. Don't look at it, just slide it out. Now, before you grab that card, I want you to be given the choice. You took your card from here. Would you like to change your mind and pick one a bit further down or a bit further up in the pack? It's entirely up to you, a free choice. You want to stick with the card that you got there, but you did have a choice of going further down and choosing a card from the pack, or even one up here, but it was a free choice. Now, what I'd like you to do is not look at the card. I want you to grab the card and put it against your tummy. Hold it like this. So grab the card and hold it so neither you or anyone around you can see what the card is. Now, this means there's no influence on what you're going to do next. You see, this prediction has the name of your freely selected card on it. Unfortunately, it has the other 51 cards as well, and if the camera can pick that up, you can see that there are 52 playing cards all written on this prediction sheet. And the reason for this is I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to snip right through the middle of a playing card. But I'm not going to choose which one. You see, I'm going to ask you to turn around so you've got your back to me. I'm going to turn the piece of paper around just in case you can peek, and I want you to tell me to stop as I go up and down with the scissors. Just call stop. Stop there. Do you want to stop there, or do you want to go up or down? Up a little bit. Stop. Stop there. You're happy stopping there? I'm going to cut right through a card. Let's get rid of those. You can turn round now, but keep the card held close to you. You see, you got me to stick through a particular card. I don't know if you can see this. In fact, I've cut right through the start of it. I can't even read it myself. I don't know if you can make that out, but right through the middle of the Jack of Diamonds. That's what we've cut right the way through. The Jack of Diamonds. Just see if the camera can pick that up. Out of all of these, that's what you cut through. And the card you chose is the Jack of Diamonds. Now, this particular trick is one that you have to make up yourself. So a bit of DIY magic here. And talking of DIY, I'm not particularly good at doing these kind of DIY type tricks, but there is a guy that does an excellent job called Gaft Academy. Have a look on YouTube. I will put a link to one of his videos, one of my favourite videos of his, below this one. Have a look at it. He's a master at making Gaft playing cards, and some of the tricks he's come up with are absolutely outstanding. Check him out, Gaft Academy, link at the bottom of the video. But in my limited experience of doing DIY, this is the best I could come up with. First of all, the strip of paper. When you cut, you're not actually cutting through here. You'll see I've cut through the Jack of Diamonds, but actually I cut through the Jack of Diamonds before the performance started. and you'll see what I mean in a moment. If you look below the video, there is a link to this sheet. You can download this free of charge, print it out, and then you're going to cut this out. Let me show you what you're going to do. You're going to cut this out. So once you've snipped out all of the cards on this strip, you're then going to stick them together. It doesn't matter in what order, you stick them together like this, and then you're going to loop it around and join it together. You'll end up with something that looks like this. As I said, I'm not particularly good at DIY, but you get the idea. I've now got a continuous loop. You then locate any card from this list that you want to force. Now in my case, I forced the Jack of Diamonds, but it could be any card. And what you do is you look for the Jack of Diamonds, or whichever card you want to force, and what you're going to do is you're going to cut right through the middle. Like that. Okay. Now I've cut at a slight angle so it looks a little bit haphazard on there. Now what's going to happen is you roll this up on itself, so it's rolled in from the bottom, so you end up with your prediction paper roll like this. I normally put an elastic band around it. That's the start of the trick, your premonition. You say you've got their card on here. When you open it out, it rolls out, but I cover my fingers over the top here. So I cover my fingers over the top so they don't see that badly cut edge. And you say, look, I've got all these cards on here. And you say you're going to snip through the middle of one. Mention that you're going to snip through the middle of one. You then turn it around and you're going to cut. Now, as they go up and down, it doesn't matter where they stop, it really doesn't. Try and keep it about middle, it just looks better for performance, but they say stop. And what you're actually going to do, if I turn it around, what I'm actually doing is I'm going to cut exactly on the dividing line. So it's nice and neat. And try and do it in one foul swoop. So a little snip and it's a nice straight edge on there. Drop it to the floor. When you pick it up, you're then showing the other ends. And you can see it really does give the illusion that you cut through the middle, and because you mentioned that you're going to cut through the middle of a card, that's what's happened there. A great illusion. It's a classic trick. I'm not the inventor of it. It's been around for many years. Used to be used with newspaper clippings, but that's that part of it. So the first part is you need to force a card. Now, if you're a professional or skilled magician, you'll use a classic force or any other force using a regular deck of cards. This I've used a few times and I quite like it because it really gives a free choice. What I have here are 26 cards all the same. So these are all Jack of Diamonds and 26 regular. I start with these on top. When I remove the cards, I do a shuffle. It can be a sloppy shuffle, and then when you get near the middle where they meet, you pull off one card at a time, and then you can do a sloppy shuffle for the rest. It looks quite natural. You can turn the cards up and show them some cards. I take off a few block of cards and put them to the back, and then take off another block. What you're trying to do is to have in the middle all of your duplicate cards. At either end you got regular cards. So when I turn it face down, I can then flash more cards again. They appear to have seen a shuffled regular deck. When you spread the cards, you get them to slide one out. Now obviously they've got a choice of 26 cards in the middle. Now in all the years of doing this, and you speak to any magician, when you spread cards, almost every time they will slide one from somewhere in the middle. The only time you'll get someone slide one out of the end here is someone that's being awkward or someone that just doesn't buy into the trick. Here's what to do if that happens. Say if someone was being awkward and they did slide out one here. What I would do is say to them, you've slid out one there, slide out one from the end and then one from the middle. You've now forced them to pick three. Now this is the one they're going to have. What you do is you gather these up and you start to deal the cards from the bottom to the top. Now I know that this is my false card, the Jack. As I go through, I ask them to call stop. When they say stop, if they stop on this, that's the card they have. You can eliminate these two. If they stop on another card, you turn up and you say, we'll get rid of that. That leaves with two, just touch one. If they touch this, you say, grab that and you get rid of this. It's actually quite a strong effect in its own right, but you shouldn't have to use this because I've always found someone will always pull out a card from the middle. But by and by, once they've got the card, they hold it against their stomach, don't look at it, they do the moving up and down, cut, bang, it's done. And that is your snip and snap trick. Practice and enjoy.